The following program is a PodcastOne.com production.
He started in a small town in Texas. Worked his ass off to become one of the most famous wrestlers of all time.
We're gonna take care of business tonight, and that's the bottom line.
And now he's dominating the world of on-demand audio. And he's doing it for the working man.
This is a damn good outlet for me to spew the bullshit off my brain.
Yeah! This is Steve Austin, Unleashed.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Steve Austin Show. I am coming to you from the mean streets of Los Angeles, California today. I'm sitting over here at the studio at 317 Gimmick Street at my little podcast table with my microphone, with my laptop computer. And I tell you what, you talk about a goddamn cleanup job I just got finished doing. It's Wednesday morning as I record to open to this podcast for the Thursday show. But holy shit, Monday night after Monday Night Raw, Karl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and Rocky Romero rolled over here to 317 Gimmick Street in Uppers. Holy smokes. I tell you what, you talk about a good time. We recorded 2 hours of podcast gold, in my opinion. You're going to hear an hour of it today. You're going to hear an hour of it next Thursday. And I told you guys the other day, Elias was going to be up next. But it turns out, as I recorded with Elias, that was indeed a family-friendly show. So I'm going to play my conversation with Elias. Who wants to walk with Elias? Next Tuesday, because it was a family-friendly show. Now, Gallows, Anderson, and Rocky Romero came over here, and I didn't have a microphone for Rocky. I didn't know he was going to be here. But nonetheless, we opened up a can of audio whoop-ass and everything but the kitchen sink. Hey, I tossed a couple of wrestling questions in here or there, but there's just a lot of bullshit stories, laughing, and having a good time. I've been trying to talk to Gallows and Anderson for about, hell, I don't know, 6 or 9 months. It just seems like the schedules never line up. It's hard to get a hold of all these guys when they're on the road, and every now and then, when they make a West Coast swing and our schedules work, I'm able to talk to them, just like my conversation with Sasha Banks, the legit boss. Bailey and Sasha, you'll hear probably next week. And then Elias coming by. It was great to talk to that kid. He's a real good guy. I love that gimmick. And then Gallows, Anderson, and Rocky Romero rolled in here and just blew the roof off the place. I'll tell you what, I don't know how the sound quality is. You had 3 guys running microphones and about a 4-foot by 4-foot table. Probably a lot of stepping on each other, but in doing this podcast in the first hour, and then we'd stop, we'd hit the pause button, we'd tell a couple of kayfabe stories, and then we'd hit the roll button again. But over the course of about the 3 hours that they were here, I don't think I've laughed so goddamn hard in 10 or 15 years. These guys have some crazy-ass stories, and, man, I got a couple of my own, and I was just laughing my fucking head off. It was just an unbelievable time. And I'd stayed up late the night before talking to Elias, and then Gallows and Anderson were coming down from a Staples Center, and hell, they were about to go on an overseas tour and forgot their damn passport, had to go back to the Staples Center, finally got back over here. Man, I've been burning the midnight oil trying to keep up with these WWE superstars, and it just goes to show how hectic that lifestyle is, how tough that travel schedule is. And I tell you what, I did that shit for give or take 14 years, and I've never had so much fun in all my life, traveling up and down the road, getting inside a squared circle. Sometimes the houses where the drizzling shits, and then sometimes, goddamn, you just start selling everything out and merch is flying off the shelves. And I tell you what, it's just the best job in the world. And these days when I watch these guys and gals going through Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, it's just, it brings back a lot of memories. And I'm so happy that right now the business is where it is, that all these guys and gals can make a living doing what they love to do and what I love to do way back in the day. So, again, I hope this damn sound quality is good enough. I know we're going to be stepping on each other. There's so many shenanigans going on over here. When I came in this morning, I came with a green trash bag, and I put away a lot of recyclable cans, to say the least. I'll leave it at that. There was a lot of Broken Skull IPA bottles that I keep, and I make candles out of those. And I tell you what, I'm glad they're out of town now because I need some rest. Anyway, I think you're going to enjoy the conversation I have with Gallows and Anderson, and Rocky Romero will chip in every here and there. But goddamn, what a good time. I want to thank those guys for coming by after Monday Night Raw. Like I said, the next day they were heading over to Abu Dhabi a couple of days and over to India and then back. So damn, what a schedule. We hooked it up, and son of a bitch, we had a great, great time. One of the best times I've ever had in the entire history of the Steve Austin Show. Before we get to these guys, man, I want to say a shout out to Mac from Broken Skull Challenge. We got 2 more episodes as I record this podcast, and I hope you've been setting your DVR. This has been absolutely the most unreal season of Broken Skull Challenge. All the just all the shit that has happened, the epic wins, the epic failures, the decisions that are being made. The women are coming up this coming week, and they just throw down like just a bunch of badasses. It's unbelievable. Tuesdays, 10, 9 Central, only on CMT. We got 2 episodes left, and they are badass, and that's the bottom line, and that's all I got to say about that. Hey, man, I'm going to go ahead and cut this open short. Let's stop fucking around here, and let's get to the Good Brothers and talk a little shop with Gallows, Anderson, and Rocky Romero. They are coming up. But before I get to these guys, and Elias will be coming up this coming Tuesday. Elias, who wants to walk with Elias, is coming up next Tuesday. Check out the story on the front end of the podcast, what I thought that cat was saying way back in the day. Good kid, great gimmick, love the guitar playing. He's coming up next Tuesday. Hell, I think Thursday might be Joey Diaz. We've been trying to get him over here. I think he's going to show up. And then I'll play that Sasha Bailey 35-minute podcast I did. It was fun just bullshit with those 2 ladies. Class acts. It's always fun to talk to them. Anyway, let's get on with the podcast, man.
Hey, this is Adam Carolla from The Adam Carolla Show. Well, if you care about predictions, you care about props, and nobody does props like Bet Online for years. We've been the home of legitimate sports betting with deep markets, sharp odds, and player props that reward real insight. From start of the game to the final whistle, BetOnline gives you live betting, instant updates, and in-game predictions that move as the action unfolds. Plus, elevate your play with BetOnline Casino and VIP rewards built for serious players. Prediction markets follow the conversation. BetOnline defines it. BetOnline, the game starts here.
This is Steve Austin Unleashed.
All right, Steve Austin here, 317 Gimmick Street. We got, what are you going to call it, Doc or Luke?
Yeah, whatever the hell works. Luke's fine.
Luke.
I think
Gallows,
Luke's better, yeah.
Karl Anderson.
Yes, sir.
Rocky ain't got a microphone. I know he's going to be here, man.
That's right.
Shit, I feel bad.
He's just
I
our
feel
little
like
buddy.
a real asshole.
Little Rock.
Okay, well, we got plenty of beer. I told you guys you're going to have to carry me on this podcast. But hell, let's start off, man. Y'all over here in Los Angeles, California.
Yep.
Y'all like being out here?
You know,
I heard traffic beat y'all up coming up because you
you
had to
know,
go back and get your goddamn passport.
His wrestling history, a lot of it started right here. Him and Rocky both. So
You know, I started in Cincinnati, and I lived there for about 4 years, and I found out about this dojo out here, the New Japan Dojo, and it was in Santa Monica. I moved out here in 2006. I just quit everything. I quit my job. I was working with handicapped people at We Care Homes. I quit my job, left my girlfriend, and moved out here, baby. And lived with his mom, him and his mom, man. It saved me.
So what city
There were some broke
at?
days.
What city?
Laverne.
Laverne.
Yeah. It was great.
So how long were you out here?
2 years, 2 full years. I slept in the dojo for a whole year. Then I stayed with him for the next year. I loved it. I just was so broke, man. I was so broke. And being broke out here, it was tough. It'd be nice to come out here now that we're rich. You know? I always tell Rock, I wish I could hook up now, brother, because now I'm loaded. we'd have a great time, brother.
You're going to see my broke down ass picking up aluminum cans on the side of 405.
Stone Cold, you need some money?
That you all loaded.
Stone Cold, you need some money? I got some.
Dude, I'm telling you, LA's expensive as hell.
I bet it is,
man.
man.
13% on top of your damn taxes. That's a real son of a bitch.
Especially down at Bare Essentials last night. It's not cheap.
Well, it's Santa Monica's beautiful, man. Like that 3rd Street Promenade's fun to go down to, man. I love California, man. We used to drive up to San Francisco and wrestle. Drive 6 hours, work for APW, drive 6 hours back after $20, and then
Wrestle in the garage?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, for Roland Alexander.
Dude, man, y'all just come over here from the damn, what were y'all, Staples Center?
Yeah.
Man, that's right off the 110 split. That's a pain in the neck. And then y'all was almost here.
Well, we saw a shooting on the way, too, Steve. In between our traffic texts, the guy goes, oh, well, there's a shooting. And then the LAPD was out there, and they were marking the thing off. We went, well, damn, yeah, there was.
Yeah.
This dude did the JOB.
He did the JOB to life.
Well, the traffic it can be brutal out here. Brutal.
I don't even go nowhere.
Yeah, you can't.
Dude, I always look at these people that commute in. There's people out there that commute from like Bakersfield. That's 100 miles in and out. We just drove to Reno the other day, and I see all those motherfuckers coming in. I'm like, God dang, man. And there you go. But everything's so expensive here. You got to commute in.
Yeah.
I see all these people, these goddamn restaurants, and I don't know how they do it.
And you can't leave from 3:30 to between 3:30 to 7 p.m. You shouldn't leave. You need to wait till the
dude, here's the thing. I'll be going somewhere. I'll get on the 405 at 2:30.
Yep.
And the son-of-bitch is just slammed. I'm like, all right, what's up here? I thought the work day was at least until 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And they're already jammed up at 2:30. What, everybody going in at 5? I ain't buying that shit. The other day, me and my wife was driving to Texas. I said, we got to get out here at 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. It was in our RV.
Yeah.
Me, her, and our 2 dogs. 22-foot camper. Boy, that was fun. That summit is for sale since you got all the money, Carl.
Yeah.
You can live in that summit.
Yeah, Hot Carl's got all the money. He's got that wallet.
Well, I always tell Gallows.
Waiting on him to start paying for some shit.
My new thing recently is telling him how much I have in my personal bank account. I go, man, I got this much. And he goes, well,
I say, listen, every time that we have this conversation, I don't need to know to the cent how much is in your savings.
I go, I've got blank in my account. He goes, it's great, man.
Maybe don't tell
Why didn't
everybody.
you tell me?
Don't tell everybody that.
We left at 5:20, 20 minutes too late, and got our asses handed to us. Just about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
5:20 in the morning.
Of course.
And motherfuckers are just killing us on the damn highway. Dude, I'm in the left lane going 85 like a psycho.
In a 22-foot camper.
Yeah, I'm blowing Porsches and Ferraris off the damn road.
Well, it's like we got halfway here, and then I got a text from the talent relations guy from Mark Carano, said I need to come back and get my passport because there was passport issues going on, and we're going to Abu Dhabi and India tomorrow. And so I had to turn back around, and that was 20, 25 more minutes, and it wasn't that far away.
Dude, I was happy. I said, hey, man, I stayed up late for Last to come by. I'm kind of an early bird. Now that I'm all retired and shit, you guys making all the big money. I got to sleep about 2.
You made that money. Now you can just chill, baby.
Elias was over here, didn't drink one single beer. Props to him.
Yeah.
Good physique.
Of course.
And he was driving.
Looks great.
So I had to drink for him.
Yeah, of course.
I got to make up for it.
I
Had a couple Broken Skull IPAs, a little bit of whiskey. I got all wound down, sent the show into my producer. I was standing at the island in my kitchen, just minding my own business, kind of chill down, get ready to go for bed.
Having
And
a
my
good
wife,
time,
all sleepy, had like a slee stack. What are you doing still up?
This is the wind down, baby.
I'm just chilling out. Abu Dhabi,
India.
Man, I ain't been overseas in a long ass time.
Yeah.
Don't miss it. How long's that first flight?
16 hours and 40 minutes, I think. Something like that.
What will y'all do to pass the time?
Well, I'll probably read.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a good podcast answer.
They always they say you can't check in until 2. I'm like, well, me and Gallows will be
We
there
check
at
in
noon.
at 10 a.m. Why'd Gallows and Anderson?
Why'd you guys get there so early?
Buy a couple novels at Barnes and Noble.
We like to make sure all the good novels aren't taken yet. Check-ins at 2. Great, we'll be there at noon.
A couple good crime dramas.
We'll enjoy our time, play the Nintendo Switch, watch movies.
Big video game guys.
Y'all playing video games and shit.
No.
Yeah.
With respect to 2K 18 or 17, whatever.
Yeah, of
My
course.
son loves that game, and it's cool to be in video games, but no.
Yeah. Well, I don't play them either, but I was just wondering if y'all was.
I like them. I like them. I'm not huge gamer. I don't play like all the crazy games. I like to play the basketball game, a little Mario Kart every now and then, and I'm good to go. Yeah, not like him. He doesn't play it all. He hates them. He thinks everybody plays with nerds. This guy, Little Rocky, loves them.
Gallo, you got any hobbies? What do you like to do?
Well,
He's on a world tour right now, Steve.
My gimmick's on a world tour. It's not just me. But no, I live in a very rural part of Georgia. I live on a little lake called Jackson Lake. I got a pontoon boat and some jet skis. And
Where's that at?
It's down 75
South
of. It's about an hour south of the airport, but it's out where a lot of people don't want to go. But I love being out there. We just got a Subway. It's a huge deal for us, so we can go there and get sandwiches now. You can't order any food in, but you can drive to the Subway, so we're doing good.
Hey, did you ever buy that campaign when Jared lost all that weight by eating the Subway sandwiches?
I remember
What a fall from
we
grace
did a thing
that guy
with.
had,
Dude got a staple in his stomach, man. You don't get
That was
lean eating
bullshit.
Subway sandwiches. 12 inches worth of bread, a bunch of salami and shit. All respect to Subway. I'm just saying, you ain't getting lean eating a Subway
Got no
sandwich.
respect for Jared either, right?
Well, he dropped him like a hot potato.
Well, yeah, they should have.
We did a thing one time on SmackDown where he was in the front row, and I just remember Punk going, "Bring me Jared from Subway," and we had to go get him, and he's just standing there looking dumber than hell. You know what I mean?
He was there?
Yes, he's in the front row.
What kind of jet skis you got?
I got a Kawasaki. I got two Kawasaki 900s right now.
You're
Bought
the
them
man.
used, always do.
You're the man. You know, dude, I got a Kawasaki, I can't remember. That's a 310.
Yeah.
It's that V-twin and it's supercharged. And when I was doing Redneck Island over in Georgia, shit, man, I'd stay in a lake house.
Where did you guys do that? Not to interrupt.
We did, Lake Hartwell.
Yeah.
On the way when you're going to
North.
Anderson.
Yeah.
And so, goddamn, I'd be out there between shooting, riding the shit out of that damn jet ski. 310 horsepower. And that's something that's just, it's like a rocket. Yeah.
I've never been on one.
Dude, I'm a brand ambassador for Kawasaki. So I got one out there in Marina Del Rey, just a mile down the road. And I went out there, I said, shit, go ride my jet ski. Well, it's different when you're on a lake. Because when you're on a lake, kind of slick as glass. And if you get lost, turn around, Lake Hartwell's like 54,000 acres.
Yeah, huge.
So, but when you get out there and you get in the middle of it, and you can get turned around, but you can always find the shore. You can pull up on someone's pier.
Yeah.
You can get off.
Lake people were friendly too. They're
Yeah,
gonna help
and
you out.
it's funny because when you look at Lake Hartwell, like on a Google map or something like that, you see all the fingers where they just kind of run off. But when you get down in there, you get 3 feet above water, don't look like you're in a finger, and all of a sudden you get turned around.
Discombobulated, yeah.
So, man, I'll just shut that jet ski off and kind of just look around, look at the buoys. And I call my buddy who lives out there and say, hey, man, I think I'm fucking lost. my iPhone, I could have been running a sound system. I got like 20% of my iPhone. I got about, a couple gallons of gas, and I really need to find where I'm going. Yeah. But see, the problem is about
scary,
it,
man.
you get out here in Marina Del Rey, you're in the Pacific Ocean. Dude, when you
a
ride
different ballgame.
out of Marina, you can't ride up on the beach.
Yeah.
And there's only one pier out there. It's the Santa Monica Pier. And that's something that's too high in the air to reach up to it. And I took my wife out one time. She's on the back. And we come out of the damn marina. We took a right. And goddamn, her boom, boom, boom. That motherfucker just beating the shit out of us. And my wife says, turn around and go back. Hell, we just started. I said, let me gas it and get on top. When she started raking my eyes, I knew that she was serious about taking it home. I put that motherfucker back. So I'm looking for a place in Nevada so I can go ride in the lake like you.
That reminds me of. Go ahead.
My son and I, we're not. I've had a pontoon boat forever. I've never had a jet ski. My dad's a tournament bass fisherman. Always hated jet skis. These assholes on these jet skis are ruining fishing. Hated them. Well, I wanted one, so I bought one maybe 2 summers ago the first time, and we're out there. And the first day is fun. It's great. I don't know shit about it. So I put it back on the trailer, and I pulled the plugs. Well, I didn't put them back in. So I go, you want to go jet skiing, boy? Come on, let's go. So we get out in the middle of Lake Jackson. All of a sudden, I'm like, and all of a sudden, my 10-year-old son's going, Dad, and we're sinking this son of a bitch. But my buddy, who's my neighbor and knows everything about boats, like, this is what you do. If you flip it over, you do this. You can flip it back over. And I'm a big, strong guy. Dave. I can flip it back over easily. No problem. Until the whole hull of the son of a bitch is full of water. And my son's going, Dad, can you? And I'm going, nah, we're going to, and the son of a bitch is sinking. To the point where I'm like, I think I can swim it in, but you're going to have to swim yourself in to get it there. And thank God we saw a guy we knew going by on a pontoon boat about 8 miles an hour hammered, and he pulled over and got us and helped us get it at least to the shore. Then we had to pull the plugs and get it back across the lake. But I was like, I just bought this thing. It's going to the bottom of the lake. It's 100 feet deep in the middle. So what am I going to say? Do I have jet ski insurance? Oh, hell no.
And his neighbor Dave doesn't like him anymore because he runs the neighborhood. So neighbor Dave gets real jealous.
Well, he's got a girlfriend now. I'm single. It's not a good situation.
Gallows looks cool. He's got tattoos. He's big. He's tall. He's the only cool guy in the neighborhood. No, the neighbor
I had
Dave.
a bonfire, and his girlfriend came over, and she goes, "This isn't the girl that was here last week." And I went,
Dude, I tall to
appreciate
you.
that.
How tall are you?
I'm like 6'7".
What are you weighing?
About 285. Yeah.
You get on that jet ski, and my first like, oh.
Jet ski. Yeah, and my son, he's a 160-pound 10-year-old as well. So we're not doing well. You know what I mean?
My question.
I got to see him on this. Actually, we need to see him on this thing because he ain't no marathon runner. I want to see him try to navigate this thing.
The short bursts.
But let me ask you something. With your big ass out there, you got your life jacket on, right?
Oh, 100% always. We've had a bunch of drownings in the lake. We don't go near the water without life jackets. I believe in. Yeah. I like to have a great time, but like the water safety thing with my son is number one.
Hey, I got to ask you a question, man. You said something about pro bass fishing, right?
Well, my dad wasn't. He's a tournament bass fisher. He's in the local club.
Okay, but here's the thing. My point is, man, these motherfuckers, man, all of a sudden, because they got this badass, like a Ranger, Skeeter, all the different damn bass boats.
And the motors get bigger every year now. They got twin 225s on them.
It's like motherfuckers out there casting the lure. No, they ain't biting. And it's all about who catches goddamn biggest, most, weigh in the most in the shortest time.
Well, that's what I told my dad. I go, this isn't really bass fishing. It's a race. Because all you son of a bitches, 25 of you line up and race with the biggest, whoever's got the most money and can race to the best spot in the middle of this lake wins. Because you get there first, you post up, you catch all the fish, and you win. So it's like, you got to buy a bigger boat, dude. I don't know. Dad, you got a 150. Nobody likes you anymore. You're in last place.
I think I was going to get a bass boat one time, and the guy, said, hey, man, you ready to go? And I was living in San Antonio. I told you guys, we were talking before we started rolling sound, some of my misfortunes in San Antonio, Texas. Anyway, I got up. That's when I was right outside of San Antonio, Texas, and goddamn, I was hungover like stomach, believe it or not.
No.
I had been reading a hell of a crime drama.
Yeah. Harry Bosch was here in L.A. just leading you down the wrong path.
You read the whole novel, didn't you? That's what we do.
The novella.
The guy was going damn near give me the bass boat. We get out there, and we were just hauling ass. I'm looking at the speedometer. We're going 72 miles an hour.
And on the water in that boat.
Yeah, that's somebody starts to get a little cattywampus. And I'd seen the little videos on YouTube, and them speedboats catch a little air.
That's scary,
and they flip back. I reached over and grabbed the damn throttle and said, hey, goddamn, I think I value my life a little bit more than you.
It'll suck the water out of your eyes, man.
Take this son of a bitch over to the lake house. I need to ride.
I need to read another novel.
I need a Bloody Mary.
I used to... I fished as a kid, bass, trout, and catfish. Loved
in Ohio?
Yeah, no, in North Carolina. I grew up in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Well, I hadn't fished in like 15 years just because I just was busy, Yeah. And I have 3 boys now. My son said, Dad, I want to go fishing. I said, well, of course we'll go fishing, boy. Let's go. He throws that thing in there, and I catches one right away. I said, we got a fish. Pulled it out, and he goes, what do we do, Daddy? And I went, I got to take it off the thing. I forgot how to do this. So I go, oh no.
You got to save face in front of your son.
Yeah, I
got your big badass.
I got it, son. I pull the thing up. I go in there and I just pull the hook, and his eyes move because it's hooked into his eye. And I go, Caden's looking at me, going, Daddy, is he okay? I go, I didn't really want to touch the fish either. I don't want to touch the fish. I looked over at the other guy fishing. I said, excuse me, sir. Can you help a brother out? He goes, yeah, of course, man. Well, see, that's what happens.
Give a hoot hand.
Hey, Daddy, remember that time you couldn't get that fish off that hook? I said,
shut up, boy.
It's been a while. You forget how, I just haven't done it in a while. So, I got to touch this thing?
Hey, that guy who took the fish off the hook couldn't bump and feed.
Yeah, he can't. He ain't a fall down man like Daddy boy.
Daddy was a fall down man.
When I was living in South Texas, we always go fishing. We fishing in the Gulf of Mexico, fishing for trout, redfish, stuff like that, and every now and then get some sand sharks. We're out there chasing the birds. You always kind of chase some seagulls, and seagulls always find where them schools of fish are, and you follow the birds, you find the fish. Hell, we was out there, and I'll never forget my grandpa. Goddamn, he was out there fishing. My dad, when he balanced his checkbook every month, if that son-bitch was a nickel off, Beverly, they gonna get it right. So
that's good.
My dad's tight.
Yeah.
That's why I'm tight.
That's good.
I grew up like that. My grandfather was real tight. So anyway, we was out there fishing. He hauls off and throws his worm jig out there and promptly catches the shit out of a seagull. That damn seagull, his tires take off. It's in the damn water. He's reeling the son of a bitch in, and I don't know if you know very much about a seagull. You know anything about a seagull?
No.
It's an ocean pigeon.
Hey, man, they'll eat the fish. If you go to the cleaning station when you're throwing your guts and your shit out there, man, they just come there and swoop down and get all that stuff. And while they're doing that, guys out there, filleting their fish out there, and the birds are just shitting like a crippled goose all over them. That's what they do. But they're tough as nails. Goose. And, you don't eat them. And my grandpa, he was reeling that goddamn seagull in. The seagull put up a pretty good fight. And he got him next to the damn boat. And like I said, them seagulls are salty. So that son of a bitch went to Grandpa, and that's all it took. Grandpa grabbed that wooden oar and beat the snot out of that son of a bitch. I was just a kid. And like, whack, whack, whack. I'm thinking, God damn, I just thought I was going to go catch a couple of redfish. Grandpa beating the fuck out of a seagull. It scarred me for life. I'm going to read another book.
I love the reading crime novels.
That reminds me of two. Oh, shit.
I mean, I remember when I was like maybe 15 or 16.
Before you say that, I think a seagull was okay.
Oh, good.
I just want to say that. He got a couple of hard ways, but he didn't intentionally harm a seagull. He got his worm jig back. Please continue, Carl.
No, it's a dumb quick story. I remember being 15 or 16, and I was all excited to go fishing. I threw it in there and fucking hooked the duck. And I went, uh-oh. And I just went this.
Oh, fuck it, duck.
Let the pole just went away. I didn't know what to do. I wasn't going to reel the duck in. The pole just went away. So
I was with my
hopefully that duck's okay.
And then the duck, it's like 20 years later, somebody's still dragging that fucking fishing pole. Goddamn that ball-headed dude really ripped me.
When we were kids, every Thanksgiving, my mom would be like, all right, your grandfather's going to have his annual rabbit hunt, and you guys have to go. And we're like, he's very serious about this damn rabbit hunt, and he doesn't like us screwing things up out there. So we go out, and he jumps a rabbit, and he goes, all right, shoot it. So I shoot the rabbit, boom. And my dad wouldn't go because they got whatever. So the rabbit's laying there, and it's selling, but it's not dead yet.
Oh, goodness.
And we walk up to the rabbit. I'm about 12. And he goes, all right, well, when a rabbit's like this, you got to finish him off. You got to do the humane thing, Drew. And I go, all right, Pap, what's that? He goes, well, the best thing to do is a good karate chop. And this is a Navy boxer, like a hard man who's been to World War II. And I go, he doesn't know karate, so he bends over and goes, hey, Sasha! And the rabbit goes, sells more. And he goes, well, sometimes you got to hit him right directly on the head. Oh, bam! Again, I swear. So the third time, he goes, whack, and he punches it. I go, Pap, Dad just steps on their head, and he goes, oh, yeah, you can do that too. And it just stomps him out.
Poor little bunny, man.
Damn!
We went to we had a loop one weekend where we went up to see his parents, and we were able to stay at his grandpa's house. Walk over there.
You met him? He's an intense
His grandma rolls up in a wheelchair,
lost her leg
flying.
of cancer 20 years ago. She
Brings over, pounds herself a big glass of wine. It's noon. It's noon.
That's how she keeps going.
Well, she'd run late.
She reads a lot.
There's guns. There's guns all over the house. Free. And Grandpa looks at us and goes, you guys want to shoot these guns? I go, well, I guess, yeah. We're blasting stuff out in the woods. I felt like it was great.
That's his favorite thing to do. You get in there and he's like, you feel like shooting? I just got here, but yeah, okay.
and then you might set my shit out of the car.
And his grandma in the wheelchair goes, oh, yeah, sometimes
a room or something?
sometimes I just wheel up to the window. And
she does. She wheels up the window. And
clips a deer.
She shoots from the window. My pap, I'm not going to tell you where he lives because I don't know how. He's had his property for a long time, but there's a salt lick in the backyard. So he's,
Well, the second...
you see the barrel go out the window and...
meeting them,
up goes the bottle, down goes the man.
I figured him out pretty quick when I met his family.
Goddamn, I was living in Georgia. I was living in Douglasville. Yeah. And me and my buddy, I hooked up with this guy. He was Indian. The dude was straight up outlaw. God damn.
Indian outlaw.
We'd walk in creek beds. We'd have a headlamp on with 22s. We'd shoot them bullfrogs and, get the legs. But on this particular occasion, he said, hey, man, you want to go squirrel hunting? I was like, well, shit, man, I ain't never messed with those squirrels in Texas. I look at the squirrel. Yeah. And they're kind of cute with the brushy tail. And they're just like a rat. Yeah. And so I figured, okay, man, shit, we'll go squirrel hunting. So I got 3 squirrels, carrying 410 break action. Brought my squirrels back, cleaned them up. But shit, know how to cook some bitches.
Ain't a whole hell of a lot left on 3 of them.
Yeah, you're right, brother. So I just, tossed a little flour on them and hit them in a skillet. And this was about like eating the bill of this hat. And someone said, you're supposed to parabole it first. I said, fucking parabole? What does that mean? You're shaking your head up now. What is a parabole?
Do you know?
I threw those motherfuckers out. I felt bad for them. Because when you shoot something, you're supposed to eat
You're
something.
supposed to eat that, yeah.
After you karate chop a shit.
After you rabbit punch the motherfucker.
Your granny was saying that, though. She loves cooking squirrel. She must cook it well or something.
Well, see,
I don't know what the trick is.
When I was a kid,
she knows.
Well, she can cook. She makes squirrel gravy and stew and all kinds of wild game stuff. But when I was a kid, I got really into thinking squirrel hunting was so fun. And my dad came home one day and I had like 8 squirrels laid out in the driveway. Yeah. And he's like, all right, well, you got to clean all those and eat them. And I go, what? What the hell are you talking about?
It's the last time you hunted, right?
Yeah. After about 9 hours of cleaning squirrels and cooking the shittiest piece of plastic that I ever ate in my whole life, and him sitting there going, you want to finish it up, or what's going on here? And I was like, that squirrel hunting is not for me. It's not even that fun.
That was my last squirrel hunt as well.
Yeah. I remember one time I shot one and I put it in the pocket of my hunting coat. I was getting all cocky. My buddy Brian Roby, you met him in Nashville.
Yeah, of course.
With the big beard. Yeah.
Yep.
So all of a sudden he goes, that squirrel's moving. And I go, shit. And all of a sudden I went, I shot him with a 20 gauge shotgun from pretty far away. And I went, ah! So what does he do? Wham! Right in my kidney punched me. I'm down and the squirrel's still crawling, man.
Yeah.
So we got him out, gave him a couple karate chops, and that was the end of him.
That's our hunting. We're not very good.
We're great hunters.
Let me ask you a wrestling
Avid.
question. This segue, because moment of silence for the 3 squirrels I shot.
those poor guys. How about his kidney? I like the punch to the kidney.
Brian, give me an uppercut. Like, that's going to help. Why don't you pull it out by the tail and step on it?
Or the fish and the duck and the seagulls. Oh, a moment of silence for all those things would hurt.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a wrestling question, Carl.
Please.
What are they teaching that damn dojo?
Because
here's the thing.
Yep.
As you guys know, spent a lot of time in Japan. And then when I was young in the business, started off in Dallas, went to Tennessee, went to WCW, and then, through WCW, I went on a couple tours in Japan. 2 of them were just one-night shows. One of them was a 3-week tour.
Yep.
Dave Malenko, Chris, and Eddie, and all those guys. And goddamn, who's that big dude? Scott Norton. Scott Norton. All those guys. These guys are really technical, really good, and just polished. So, how far along were you before you went into the dojo?
I'd been independent wrestling for 4 years, all in Cincinnati, Tennessee, Kentucky, just the little brother areas,
brother
that little
shows,
countryside. Yeah. And I think I was pretty tuned in for that kind of independent wrestling. I was a good independent, tell the people to shut up, and they would boo me. I was good at that. But I felt like I needed to go somewhere else. And I wish I'd left after 2 years. I feel like you need to keep moving. But I wasn't, I don't know where my head was. But when I went to Los Angeles and this guy, Rocky Romero's put him over a little bit, was Black Tiger at that. Were you Black Tiger 4? Black Tiger 4 at that point. And just in watching him and watching how much better he was than I was at that point, because he'd had different kind of experiences. And just being around guys that were better than me helped me. And did they actually teach me anything like that I didn't know? No, but just being around them helped me polish myself. Yeah, I did a couple kicks. I'll never forget this. This is when I knew he was good. No, for 4 years I was never criticized. I was probably the best wrestler in Cincinnati. Yeah. Well, I go out there and during training I did some kicks and he goes, nah. Hold on a second. That shit sucked. I went, what?
Hey, this is Chad. Too bad you're talking about my
you ain't talking about me. All right?
That works in Budlick, Kentucky, Hoot.
Yeah. He goes, no, that kick, it was terrible. I was like, oh, okay. Then I said, I worked on it, and I ended up having a pretty darn good stomp. But it was good being around people that were better than me. Shinsuke Nakamura came there, and look where he is at now. Like he came there, we brothered up big time. We drank we read a lot of novels together.
I feel like anytime you work up to someone better than you, it always helps.
Shinsuke needed to go there too because he needed some brush. Like he needed to just get out and be around people that were different and better than him, and it was that's what I learned a lot being around these guys in Los Angeles. Had some different styles. Lucha guys, Japanese guys, it's all different, man. It's all learning all that shit's good.
Any lucha stuff?
Yeah, I got pretty good at it. basing the guys. To be honest, I got pretty good.
I'm a catcher.
Pretty darn good. Like I wrestled a lot of the. Went to Tijuana a bunch of times when I lived out here. For maybe.
I love watching it. I don't really get it. You got your technicals, your rudos.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of a bunch of stuff, and everybody getting the shit in.
Yeah.
So I don't really get the psychology, but I love watching it.
Rocky could tell you sometime after this, but I remember we called a bunch of spots, right? We called our stuff with these Mexican guys. We got in the ring and they did nothing that we just called.
That's what they always do.
But that was my first time. That was my first time doing it. I said, "What the hell's going on?" I had no clue.
They're kicking the ref's ass.
Yeah. They beat. Well, I remember I covered the guy one time as a babyface, and the ref went 1, 2. Looked at him, went. Shook his head and his finger. I said, "What the hell's he doing?"
He's getting himself over.
I didn't. But once I started to figure it out and understand that they do call, but they call 4 different spots, which means that you do one of them. And I figured it out pretty quickly that you just got to. That's good experience to be around those guys. Because a lot of guys, I think, that start in the business and they just go whatever and they start right at NXT. They don't go and do that.
They don't
part,
get the world life experience.
Because you do that part, then obviously you get it. You can see that and you can work with anybody.
How was that working over in Mexico? Did you enjoy it?
I loved it.
Okay,
I loved it.
Like I tell everybody, I'm not going to ask current numbers. You're talking about your bank account. Don't want to know that number.
He knows. You want to talk about it?
How much would you make it over in Mexico?
You got to understand. I was never there for a full amount of time. I only go there to get $100, $100 bucks. I was only there here and there. How much you make over there, Rock?
Oh, you want to disclose that information?
How much you got in your bank account?
Where's your AAA contract, Hoot?
I'm glad Rock's here, man. This is a great reunion. I'm excited.
He's really deflecting some heat for himself right now.
I think I don't know. Did the money get good over there? You could, right?
For a moment, it was good, and then it depends on the economy here, right? So when the economy goes up, and down, then it really reflects in Mexico. So it was good for a minute, then it dropped and went bad.
Wasn't Jindrak the best American over there for a minute?
Who?
Mark Jindrak.
Dude, I looked at that guy on Wikipedia about a year or two ago. I remember him down in WCW. Fuck, I guess I remember when he came to WWF.
Just ripped, man.
And then good-looking kid.
Yeah.
And they always had that good athletic ability. And I tell you what, before we continue about Jindrak, that damn Sean O'Hare. Yeah. That big son of a bitch.
He had a hell of a look. And he was
God damn, what a good look.
Yeah.
And all those moves that the kid was doing, I think he's probably it could have been one of the biggest superstars that never was.
Yeah.
And I don't know, what happened or what went wrong with that guy, but god dang, what a talent. But Jindrak, hell, he's like a movie star over there.
Yeah.
He's
in soap operas and all. A soap opera.
I think the money over there is. I don't think they sign contracts like, for example, $100,000 a year. They don't do that.
Hey, you bring one of those broken skulls? Yeah. I'll open it with my pocket knife.
That's what
I got a gimmick.
I don't think they do guarantee. I think they go on the house all the time. That's it. Like in Japan, we got.
Well, that's old school right there, brother. Shit,
working on the house, baby.
Ain't nobody in the house. If there ain't nobody in the house, ain't nobody gonna make no fucking money.
Steve, I had
better figure it out.
I had a guarantee contract for 8 years in Japan, and it was nice, right? Well, he was coming over weekly, so he was getting paid. So he was getting paid weekly. Yeah. And I started, and I remember asking one time we were drinking.
We're on a pay-per-view, Steve. Big tag team title match. I'm not going to step on your story. So I'm like, this is big for me being in Japan, and we're getting over, and I'm with him, and this is great.
Yep.
And we're in the ring, and I'll let you go from there. Music's playing.
The baby faces are coming. The baby faces are coming down to the ring.
Great.
And I looked at him. I go, "How much you make a week?" And he goes, "Huh?" How much do you make a week? And he goes, he told me what it was, and I go, "You're making more money than me." He goes, "Huh? What?" So the whole match, I'm thinking, son of a bitch.
But they have to bring me when they bring him because we're in the deal now. So
they're using
after that.
So I've been there for 8 years. So we luckily we were used all the time. So I was used all the time. And then he's coming in making all this cheddar. I said, man, we went out that night and read some novels, and I remember going, something's got to change.
Was your opponent saying, God damn, why is Carl so stiff tonight? Something's bad.
Between that and him yelling at me about my gear every night, because we had such a racket over there. We had these sponsors, these weird fans who would literally, I had a couple guys that were insane, but they would buy my singlet, my shorts, my vest, whatever. So once I figured out the racket, and being a cheap son of a bitch, I went, well, I can go to the Army Navy store and buy these shorts for $12, and I can buy a plain singlet, and I can heat press something on that, and I can wear a different one every single night, and they're going to give me $1,000 for it.
Yeah, this guy started walking to the ring.
I started having this little gear selling business, and I was making all this side cash, and he goes, "You are the worst dressed professional wrestler in the goddamn business. You're supposed to be representing the Bullet Club." And I was like, I think I look pretty cool. One night we're in the ring.
I actually did the highest paid worst dressed wrestler.
Some little town, and Shinsuke Nakamura is standing there, and we're facing off, and we're mother effing each other or whatever. And he goes, "Your singlet tonight looks like my 8-year-old daughter's bathing suit."
Yes. I was like,
all right.
I remember a match.
Hey, can I buy a pair of your shorts?
Well, I remember a match he had one time. He was working. He was pulling his pants up, and I remember Tanahashi's the top man over there. I'm sitting beside Tana. And I'm watching Gallows a single match. He's pulling his pants up, and Tanahashi goes, "Gallows needs a belt." Said, "Yeah, trust me, Tana. I know, brah. I've been telling this fool all the time what is the stuff he needs to do."
He always says that now. He goes, "What do you think Gato thinks when he looks at you with all that nice gear on Monday Night Raw?" Thinks, "What a piece of shit he is."
Because Gato books New Japan, and I know he showed up in WWE, and his gear looks good now. And I'm looking up and down. I bet Gato's watching. I bet Gato turns on Raw and goes, "That son of a bitch, Gallows,
No
man."
good, man.
Hey, man, the few shots that I went over to Japan, we went with sponsors because you got to. Well, I mean, I thought you had to. And I'm a loner, man. I don't do shit. You know, I'd go out and I would drink. I'd hang with the guys, but, I just don't like to go to functions where I got to be listening.
Yeah, tell you what to do, yeah.
So, man, I was so damn tired. I was jet lagged. Just flew in for one shot and go out with them fucking sponsors. Man, I'd just sit at the table. I'd fall asleep. I had a couple of drinks, but I'd just fall asleep.
AJ always did that.
But tell me something. Now, here's the question, though. A lot of those guys, I mean, shit, man, what was that guy's name? Suzuki. I can't remember who it was. But back in the day, I'll remember his name in a minute. But them damn sponsors of mine, that son of a bitch, all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah. I would say that one of my main guys, his name's Oguichi-san. Man, I bet he's probably spent.
We love you.
I mean, over the eight years that I've known him, he's probably spent $300,000 on me. I mean, that's for real.
Yeah, no, just a shoot.
Yeah.
His family owns like a hospital or something, but man.
It's not as much as I have in my bank account. But
well, I mean, you are up there with the bank account.
Hey, man, tell me about this. What the years you spent in Japan.
Yeah.
But what were you there? 8 years?
8
solid?
years, yeah.
Okay.
8 years solid.
Here's the thing I always thought about when I was in WCW back in the day, Dr. Death, God dang, Terry Gordy. Those guys are going over there, and I know what they're making per week.
Yeah.
And that was big money.
Yep.
It was real big money back in the day.
Sure.
But they were only working, those 20-week tours or I mean, not at one time, but
through the year.
It's different than we're 20 weeks a year.
Yeah, whatever it was.
$15,000 a week or something.
But here's the thing: you're working your ass over there, and when I went, I loved the in-ring style, and that was cool. I like the angles, that we shoot when I was around or whatever.
Yeah.
And the stuff I grew up on in the mid-'80s, NWA and Mid-South Power Pro. But, when you work over here in the States, there's the benefit of the exposure.
Of course.
But when you go to Japan and you're working on Japan or New Japan, whatever it is, but you're over there all the time.
Yeah.
You don't get that fringe benefit of all the work that you're putting in. You're making your money. You're doing your trade.
Sure.
But you don't get the other side of it.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about that, or did you ever miss that?
Because New Japan was my first shot. They were the first people to hire me, and so that was my first big thing that I got. So, and I think around 2012 or 2013 they finally got into the iPay-per-view, and that's when I noticed that a thing started to change. And then the Bullet Club, we started the Bullet Club.
It was like the
place,
best kept secret in wrestling. I felt like,
and the place just and then it exploded, and that's when I started to feel like, man, this is pretty cool what we're doing, and people are finally able to see what we're doing. Because like my wife sometimes wouldn't even, she wouldn't even understand how big this show would be. I'd send her a link to the show, and she's, I didn't know that there was 10,000 people there, and there were. Then sometimes we're wrestling in front of 500, of course, in a little small city. But the pay-per-views were always, it's big over there. And I noticed when me and Rocky went to a Tokyo Giants game. And the very first time one of the first times we went, and I started getting recognized at the Giants games, and I remember thinking something's going right over here. But I remember when Gallows came, and the way we clicked over there, and I said, "Man, we got to get into America somehow." You know what I mean? And we almost went to TNA. Jesus, right? And then thankfully the WWE called in that same exact month. But we knew we had to do something. So I wanted to get over here. WWE's the place to be. It's where we wanted to be, and I wanted that exposure finally.
Hey, but let me ask you a question. I've read about all of your accolades over there. You had a hell of a career over there. But how was that style on your body? How you feel? Dude, you're a young cat. What are you, 32?
37.
37?
Yeah.
Shit. Give me another.
Still a young kid.
Give me another book.
Take a novel.
You look 32.
Thank you. I'll take that.
You old son of a bitch. How are you feeling?
I got to be honest, mate. The different style I think with WWE.
32.
I look good. I wish I was 32.
Somebody can give me a bookmarker.
We'll get you to Barnes & Noble, Hoot.
You know, the difference in I got to say, my body's knock on wood. I feel great.
Yeah.
I do.
That ain't no bullshit.
No, that's true. I mean,
he does.
I
He's
take care of
he's a good
myself.
fall down man, yeah.
Yeah, I take care of
Gallows, how
myself.
old are you?
I will be 34 on December 22nd.
He looks older than me, right?
Yeah, I've been around. Got some
He's 34 and I'm
put some miles
32.
on this son of a bitch.
Some bitch loves to read.
Loves to read.
I love a good novel. And
He's on a world tour right now, Steve. He reads every night.
Pluto TV has thousands of free movies and TV shows.
I swear.
If I'm lying, I'm dying.
This is the mindset.
Free.
This is the mantra.
Free.
This is the mindset.
With movies like Interstellar, Dreamgirls, and Gladiator.
Are you not entertained?
And TV shows like Survivor, SpongeBob SquarePants, The Fairly Odd Parents, and Ghosts. Pluto TV is always free. Huzzah! Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
This is Steve Austin Unleashed.
I was doing all the research about you guys, but I enjoy talking more about the other stuff than the wrestling. But when you came into WWF with that Festus gimmick, your idea, their idea,
That was.
You got to tell that Vince story, man.
I'm going to.
Yeah. For sure.
So I came to developmental and I was obsessed since I was 8 years old with pro wrestling. Biggest mark you ever saw, magazine, everything I could get my hands on. I took a spear one time from Jimmy Tillis because I was chasing you through a parking lot when you were with your significant other. You had 2 Miller Lights stacked on top. You had warm-up pants on and no high-tech boots. And I went, why is he wearing that? Stone Cold! And then I ate a spear into the ground outside the Pittsburgh Arena.
What's Stone Cold say?
In the parking area.
What's Stone Cold say?
Hell yeah! So yeah,
true story.
That's true. Yeah, that's honest to God. Yeah.
Where were you living at?
That was in Pittsburgh. I grew up in Western Maryland, right on the West
Yeah,
Virginia border. So 2 hours away was Pittsburgh, and 2 hours and like 20 minutes was the Baltimore Arena. So that's where we would go to watch WWF.
Right.
Real quickly, just tell them about the Rock that time when you jumped on.
That's a true one too, and no one ever believes this. I was maybe 15, and I was this gangly, awkward, big kid, and I wore tight jeans, high-tech boots, and wrestling shirts all the time. And the Rock's pulling up in this black Lincoln Town car, those cool ones they had in like the late 90s, and he's stuck because everybody's over as hell then, and he's the Rock.
He can't take it.
Mob in the car, and I couldn't take it. So I run through the crowd. And I dive, and I get onto the hood of the car. And I look.
The Rock's Lincoln.
And I look, and the Rock shoots me, and I swear to God, as I'm sitting here, I know he won't remember it, but it happened. He did the people's eyebrow. I went, oh yes. And then I felt my belt and my Levi's, and then my head hit the ground. And I did this rolling thing, and I started running. My dad goes, "Get your ass in the truck!" And he's across the street.
So he was a fan.
Security guy chasing me, yeah. So I don't know where I was going with the story. But
What was the story that you
What
said?
was the story? Sorry.
What were we talking about?
You did. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Festus.
So like, I was growing up. I was like, I'm gonna be like this cool wrestler. I'm gonna have probably long blonde hair, a sweet robe. I look like stunning Steve Austin, somebody.
Of course,
like that, And so then I do the fake Kane thing when I'm 21 or 22. I don't know what I'm doing. I had this crazy gimmick in development. I called Johnny Ace and Tommy Dreamer every week and was like, hey, you guys should probably hire me. I'm pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sending these bullshit matches I'm having in West Virginia, like against guys in furniture stores and stuff. Terrible. So finally they were open in Deep South, and I think they needed to fill it, and I wouldn't leave them alone. So I somehow got my ass in there after 3 years of terrible indies. And so we do that, and then I get sent back down, and then they bring in Henry Godwin, and my partner eventually ended up being Terry Gordy's son, Ray Gordy. And the way that happened was Michael brought Henry back, and they were going to be like the new Godwins. It was going to be Henry and Ray, which Henry was really cool to me. He sold me his old Tex Slazenger boots, wore them for a while. And something happened with Henry, and he had to leave the company. I don't know what it was, but whatever. And they needed a partner, so they brought some guys from TNA, some old school guys. All these guys came in, but they couldn't match this like hillbilly thing. Well, so I just watched a bunch of like Larry the Cable Guy stuff and Bill Engvall, and I was like, dude, I got material for this promo, and I asked Dr. Tom, who I've always got along with, can I please do something with Ray? Because I know I got nothing. They just killed this weird gimmick I had. So we got these promos, and they loved it. You know, like, European on my boot, man, European, all this stuff. So they're like, okay, you're going to do it. So we went up and worked a dark match, and it went fine. And then they're like, okay, you're going to debut next week as these hillbilly guys, whatever. And so we go out and put the match together, and then the doors are open, and Michael Hayes goes, Vince wants to see you in his office. And I went, man, we didn't make it far at all. We're getting booted now? So we go into Vince's office, and I'm 23, and this is Vince McMahon, and I'm I can't be a mark. Oh, this is some shit right here. So I'm looking at Vince, and he starts telling me the story. He goes, I knew a kid in school, and he looked like this, and he did this face, and this is how he looked, but when something would happen, he would lose his mind, and he would go crazy. And I was like, well, I could certainly do that. It's not a problem. So he goes, do this face. So he does the Festus open mouth, tongue out face to me, and he goes, can you do that? And I start doing it. And then we start doing it back and forth to each other. And Vince is like, not like that, like this. I need your jaw more slack. And I'm going like, oh, God, I gotta make Vince happy. So I'm just drooling on myself and spitting. He's like, don't be spitting. You can't do that. Yeah. So don't spit, Jesus. Shit. So finally I get it right after and it's 10 minutes, and Michael's staring at me, and Ray's scared to death. He's shaking, about to piss his pants. I'm about to piss my pants. And then he looks over at Ray and he goes, and you, what's your favorite color? And Ray goes, country ass Ray, love him so much. He goes, yellow? And he goes, good. Get a yellow singlet. You'll be his handler. And I went, we got out of the meeting. I go, why the fuck did you say yellow? And he goes, I didn't know what the hell to say.
Yellow?
Yellow?
I was wondering why he wore a yellow singlet on television.
Singlet? Yeah.
That was why.
But you know what?
That's how Festus was born, baby.
You're that young, and then they call you up, and I was like, I'm just going to do this as good as I can and hope they keep me for a minute. So that's what I did, and I had a pretty good time doing it, and kids liked it and stuff, and then it was what it was. But I don't look back on it and be like, oh, a lot of wrestlers I feel like get really bitter about stuff, but that was a good experience. I needed all that.
You know, the real funny thing to me,
I'm gonna have a sweet robe and long hair. Probably be the IC champ by the time I'm 25. No, you're not. You're gonna have a skullet. You're gonna be a fat idiot.
Carl, before you jump in there, the lady that made me that robe, can't remember her name. She's in Dallas, Texas. And god dang, I didn't have no damn money. I started feuding with Chris. Well, what happened was, when I broke into business, hell, I'd had about 5 months of training, but I was only training once a week. And you're out there with 25, 30 other kids, so you ain't getting a whole lot of in-ring action. Sure. So after 2 months, they figure I'm ready to be in the ring. Well, I mean, shit. Heels come into Dallas and beat the fuck out of me. I'm the white meat baby face. Phil Hickerson, BYQI, fucking weightlifting belts, kendo sticks. And they're laying that shit in. And I'm dressed in the janitor's closet. They're kayfaving me. I don't even know what a high spot is. Chris ain't even smarting my ass up yet. So, goddamn, I forgot the point. Where I was trying to go with that story. What were we just talking about?
We're talking about how bad my first run was.
The robe. You're talking about where the robe came from.
So anyway, goddamn, I get some long tights made, and I'd had no money. Yeah. And I didn't know he was going to put me in a ring so fast. I answered a question on this podcast the other day about this. And so, dude, back in the day when you used to order your gear, well, if you was from Texas, all your shit came from Paris, Texas. I can't remember the dude's name that made the boots there, but that's where you got your shit made.
Austin Hall or something? Was that the guy that made
Fuck, I can't remember. But anyway, hell, I didn't put my order in. I didn't have the money anyway. So, hell, I'm wearing Chris Adams' boot. Now I got 13. He's about 10 and a half. And boy, them son of bitches, laces wasn't long enough, and the boots wasn't long enough for my foot. You talk about looking like a slee stack. Idiot. So I needed a robe.
Yeah.
And I just turned heel, because when I first started, I was Steve Williams, which was my shoot name at the time. And then when I went to Mid-South Coliseum, Dutch didn't even know I was going to show up. Dutch had the book. Jerry said, hell, I'd asked Jerry Judd, I said, hey, man, when do you think I'm ready to work full time? I'm working on a freight dock driving a forklift. He goes, hell, Steve, I think you're ready now. Shit, I wasn't nowhere near ready. I was green as grass, wasn't worth a shit. Couldn't even hear a high spot. I'm driving over to Mid-South Coliseum. And anyway, long story short, Dutch gives me the name Steve Austin. And then we're riding down the road, and he goes, Steve, just think, one of these days you'll turn heel, and you'll be a cocky, arrogant bastard and call yourself Stunning Steve Austin. Well, that's exactly what happened. Jerry comes up to me and goes, Steve, I want to talk to you. He goes, we're going to send you back to Dallas. I'm like you when you was in there talking to Vince. And I'm just a punk-ass kid. I'm about 25, and I'm thinking, I looked at Jerry. I said, well, goddamn. I said, you're firing me? He said, no, Steve, I ain't firing you. We're going to send you back to turn heel against your mentor, Chris, student versus trainer. I said, oh, okay. So Chris says to me, he goes, man, with his English, I want to try to do an English accent. He goes, you need to get you a robe. I said, well, shit, I ain't got no money for a robe. So anyway, he told me the name of the lady, and she went, and she got the materials for the robe. She got busted for shoplifting.
She was on the same playing field.
I still got that red robe. I think it's in the closet over there. So that was the story about me getting my robe. And she only charged me, when you look at that red sequin sumbitch on the TV, I think it made it from Dallas, and I wore it briefly when I was in WCW. When you first came in? And it was $150.
Damn.
Dude, $150. I mean, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, for a robe.
Cheap for a robe, yeah.
When you ain't got no money, it's a lot
That's
of money.
expensive.
For that kind of robe, and all them sequins, I don't know how much time she spent. But I jumped all over
She
your
didn't have any
story,
money
Carl.
materials.
I didn't have a story. I got a couple of things real quick. Being broke, I remember Rocky was getting booked.
Yeah, but you ain't broke now. What's in your account?
No, I'm not.
Blah, 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 blah.
He's so rich,
Hell
I hear
no,
about
I'm
it all the
not.
time.
But when I
Anyway,
was
can
living
you
out
buy
here,
dinner?
and I was living out here, and I was broke. We just talked about this on the way over here. We were laughing. Rock was getting booked all the time, and he'd leave, and I go, he goes, you got any great guy. He goes, you got any money? I go, nah. He goes, all right, dog, you can use money out of my piggy bank. You'd be all right. So he had a little piggy bank in his closet. He came back from towards Japan. It wasn't there no more. But what I was going to say about Gallows was the funny thing I think now is that Vince doesn't. I hear that Vince has no clue he was Festus. That's what pops me.
Let's try to keep it that way.
He goes, what?
Jesus Christ, he's back.
and we think, why wouldn't Vince know that? But, but Vince, man,
Vince
has
has seen everybody
so
in the
many.
whole history.
I mean, he's got a lot going on.
All these brothers trying to carny him and shit.
Dude, I used to tell Vince back in the day, because, that's back, when they started writing all those books. I wrote that one. I wasn't really interested in writing a book. But I was like, Vince, goddamn, man, you ought to write a book. Because if anybody ought to write a book, it ought to be Vince. And that'd be like a trilogy, or it'd be like
tome.
a foot thick.
Yeah.
It'd be like an encyclopedia.
Like those ones we read at the airport.
Yeah, like the
Dude,
novels we read at the
you
airport.
think back, okay, dude's third generation promoter. He grew up, it wasn't easy for life wasn't easy for him when he was a young kid.
Yeah.
And so anyway, finally ends up getting into business. His dad didn't want him in the business. He was having a hard time promoting Bangor, Maine. And he says, if you can go over and make that town work, I'll let you in the business. That's how he got his start.
That's cool.
And then ended up buying a territory and leverage buy it from his father. Yeah. If he missed a payment, everything was gone. And then, he took it out and,
Of course.
Yeah.
everybody kind of put themselves out of business, as he says it. He didn't put them out of business. But my point is, third generation promoter, he's seen it all, done it all. Dude, how many stories have you heard? The nail story, this, that, or whatever, but how many of the boys, hundreds of them, you're being a father, you're being a brother, you're being a mentor, you're being a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a coach, all these different hats with all these dudes. Come on, man. There's four of us in this ring.
Yeah.
And multiply that times all the crazy motherfuckers that are in the business of pro wrestling.
Well, it makes
and
sense.
don't get me some highly intelligent people as well. Good human beings. But I'm just talking about that dude has weathered so many storms and heard so many stories. When you first make your relationship with that guy, it's very intimidating because it's like talking to God, because the guy knows all the answers to all the questions.
Of course. Yeah, it makes sense. He's seen so much and he's been through so much. And we've had a couple of good brother talks with Vince. He's always been he's awesome.
We want to do it more.
We'd like to obviously have a closer relationship with him, but the times we've gotten in with him, he's cool as hell. Hunter's been cool as hell too.
But the funniest thing about Vince is because you would hear the story coming into the territory back in the day, because when I was working WCW, man, we was competing with WWF. Sure. And when you're dug in our trench, they're the opposition, but that's the big time. And so you get up there and you finally get there, and I forgot where I was going with the story.
You want another novel?
Give me another damn book.
Have a swig of that novel, good brother. Cheers me softly.
I try to get too many adjectives in that story.
Well, we had a lot of questions for you too, Steve. Like how cool was it when the Attitude Era was going on? Compete with Nitro. That's some serious competition that we grew up watching that.
Yeah.
Man, that was the thing, because I thought
that was running hard.
I thought they had a good open with the flames and shit and all that stuff. But then when Raw was coming on, like boom, 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 boom. And, like when I first got here or there, I was, ringmaster, and the houses wasn't that great. And then, I ended up coming up with Stone Cold Steve Austin thing, but I told that story too many times. But it was like it really was war, because we were at war. I mean, they were throwing everything in the kitchen sink at the damn audience, and so were we. We did that damn gun angle down there with Brian at his house, and man, I was so proud of that angle. And people say, "Hey, man, that's just too serious."
Boy, you beat the shit out of those extras.
God,
I just saw that again about a year ago, and I went, "Look at the fire in his eyes and the fear in there."
And that's good, there, man. I mean,
It's great.
I threw that little wagon cart at that kid. I might have crossed the line, but goddamn, that was a lot of fun.
I remember being in geometry class in my junior year of high school. And you have to group up with you. They put us in groups, 4 people, 3-4 people. And I go, what's the answer to this? And I'll never forget, Keith Brown looked at me and goes, never mind that. Let's talk about what Stone Cold did on Raw last night. And I go, I'd love to.
To hell with geometry.
I'd love to talk about what Stone Cold just did. That was hot, man. I remember I remember being in high school, and even the girls that you knew didn't really care. We're talking about the wrestling, man.
I remember
that was when it was
being
smoking.
such a mark that I got offended when the Attitude Era happened, because all these kids who thought I was a dumbass for liking wrestling for all these years all were wearing the shirts and said, "These sons of bitches don't know anything about what's going on right now." I gave this kid, Jeremy Ray, a 10-question quiz about wrestling, and I told him if he couldn't answer and he couldn't get at least an 80%, he had to take the shirt off. It was like the blue Austin 316. You got them all, not the legit one, so I knew it wasn't right. And he didn't get him right, and I was like, "You take it off,
You're a piece of crap."
And put your gym shirt on.
So it's like, I was 5 years. My mom and dad took me to the Asheville Civic Center. I saw Terry Funk versus Ric Flair in a cage match. And my mom wasn't a fan, but she knew that I wanted to go. We love this stuff, man.
Did y'all believe that shit was real when y'all was kids?
Yeah, but my mom used to say, it's not, Chad, and I'd be like, I mean, whatever, Then I remember as I grew up, I remember watching like you guys, right? For example, The Rock versus Stone Cold, and I'd hear like, the punches, and I go, man, they must just be good buddies because they're hitting each other for real. Yeah. Then I understood it. Yeah, and you're doing some slapping on the leg here and there, but I mean, like
I never used a slap on a leg. Ever.
Not you. The Rockski did.
Right.
Yeah.
Check it out. But you brought up that story, because The Rock is one of my favorite opponents of all time.
He's the greatest of all.
All of a sudden, I was in the house one time, get a phone call, and Vince calls me. He goes, "Steve, they're opening up a new building in Dallas, American Airlines Arena. I want you and The Rock to headline it. Here's the date. You good?" I said, "Damn right. Shit, man, they're going to open up a new building in Dallas. We're good." So I remember Rock went out to the ring. I went out to the ring. Goddamn, I jump-started him. And most of our stuff was a jump start anyway, because it just worked that good for us.
Yeah.
Goddamn, I had him in the corner. I said, "Spin me around." And they said, "Pow, pow." He was missing me by this much. And I had missed him by that much. And I looked at him dead in the eyes. As he swinging, throwing those punches, I said, "Goddamn, one of us has got to hit each other sooner or later. We're going to kill this motherfucker before we ever get it off the ground."
Dude, Arn told us a good story about, 3 months ago. He said he was talking to us about Japan, and we brother talking with Arn. We love Arn, Yeah. And he was talking about when you and him went to Japan. He goes, "Well, hell, kid, we drank the whole way there, and then Steve was still drinking, and then we went out and worked." And I said, finally, I looked at him. I said, "If you potato me one more time, I'm walking to the fucking back."
That's like that. It's like we tell AA all the time. One of my I remember looking up something in Ryogoku Sumo Hall, and I think it was you and AA. And I remember seeing it, and I had some big matches in that.
What's that at Yoshihashi's house?
Yes, I remember thinking, man, that's cool, man, to be in that same exact place. And we ask AA questions all the time. He's just
dude, I was so mad when all of a sudden we get to the building, and all of a sudden Arn and I find we're working against each other, dude. The whole trip to Japan, we was both reading the same novel.
Hooked on those books. That was before the audio book.
You go to the hotel, and you get on the bus to go to the shop. You're not going to sleep.
Yeah.
You're dead dog tired. You're trying to kick out of this fog that you've been in. All of a sudden, and I'd been in the business because I'd worked for USWA about a year and a half, almost 2. I got up to WCW, then I was in Japan. Yep. Dude, I'd been in the business maybe 2 years, 2.5. Arn had been in at least 10 by then. The man sucked ass. But Arn, as the tournament progressed, I mean, Arn, as a veteran, he knew how to get himself over and get a match over and get his shit in. I was kind of just like, I was mechanically efficient, but didn't really have the 4-1-1 that he did at the time. So, that match sucked ass. It's embarrassing to watch now in 2017. Well, I haven't even watched it back. But going back to
watch,
match is that early.
No, it's not. It's great. It's fun to watch. You ever see that one, Rock? Was it a G1 tournament match?
Was.
Yeah, it was.
All those on VHS.
It was. I'm a G1 finalist, Steve. So G1.
2012.
I was, and he was making more money than me. Son of a bitch.
The G-Spot kid over here.
How much?
I was the G-Spot.
Yeah, he is the G-Spot kid. He's on fire.
Yeah.
How much money you make in a week?
I suck my claws into your back and I'm hanging on for dear life.
I can still see his face when I asked him that, man. How much you make a week?
I'm trying to look like these big badasses. I got this stupid face paint on. I went,
Because, I was there all the time, man. Damn. Man. It was like fools raking it in, brother.
What are you guys doing over here, when you're traveling on these stateside gigs? Y'all two exclusively, or who y'all traveling with?
It's always us, and
he's the best ride,
rotating third or fourth, but we get each other so good, like from when we first clicked together. So sometimes Finn Balor, sometimes Hawkins in there. When we were on SmackDown, it was always AJ, and then we had Jinder for a while before he left and went to SmackDown and blew up. And we always do good, but we're always together no matter what. So I think AJ and Jinder just put up with us because they thought that we were funny and silly when we were reading.
Well, AJ, AJ's biggest thing is it's like we're a big fan of stuff. We grew up fans of Stone Cold, and we'd try and talk like Stone Cold. We'd do Stone Cold promos on the Japanese bus. He said,
for 7 hours at a time.
Yeah, sure. AJ'd go, it's funny.
This freaking story 100 times.
He go, it's funny for about 20 minutes, then I go to sleep, put my headphones in, 'cause I'm sick and tired of freaking hearing them.
Hey, can you novel
me?
me?
I wake up after an hour, and you're still freaking doing it. Because he does. But you find people who you click with, and you got to ride with people you click with. Because if you don't click with people, man, you can't. Because even with we love Finn Balor, my best buddy, one of my best buddies. Well, he wants to wake up and go get coffee in the morning, and I'm trying to shake off.
We don't drink coffee.
I don't want no coffee at 9 in the morning. I want to sleep till 1 p.m. and then I want to go.
Then we pump. Then we work.
We always pump. We always pump. No matter what.
We sweat out the hate. That's
we sweat the hate out, but I don't want to get up early in the morning, and so you got to find it. And I click with this son of a gun, and it's perfect.
What was the inception of the damn Bullet Club?
Well, it was. Finn Balor was called Prince Devitt in Japan over there, and he was a big baby face, and Gato's a real progressive booker. Like, they used to keep heavyweights to heavyweights and then junior weights to junior weights, and that's it. That's all you can do. But I think he saw something with Ferg, with Finn Balor, and he was like, and he wanted to change it right there, and he turned him heel. And I think it showed a whole different side of what Ferg can do, and because he's right now he's a baby face, right, and he's great. But he can, man, when he turns it up to the heel, he's incredible.
Yeah.
He turned Finn heel, and then they put us with him together, and we always, we're buddies, right? And we always did the click NWO sign just because whatever, that was just our thing. And I said, man, when we group up, we got to throw that thing up and just do it. And he goes, yeah, we did, we will, and that's it. They put us, Gato put us all together, and then that just exploded. It really, literally, it's still going.
When did y'all know y'all had something?
I knew we had something when they made us a new shirt. So we had these. We knew it was pretty cool what we were doing because fans were calling the New Japan office and saying Prince Devitt and Karl Anderson need to go. Bad guys. They were screaming at the office because we were cheating on all our matches. They don't do that stuff over there.
They don't do, yeah.
They got us a new shirt with the skull, the one that everybody uses now. Everybody kind of used for everything. Whatever the shirt they did. That first shirt they came out with, man, when they sold like 8,000 in 2 hours, I went, what the hell is going on, man? What's going on? And that's when I knew something really got cool. And I told you when me and Rock went to the damn baseball game and I started getting recognized, I said, he wasn't. That's what I'm talking about. This is my little buddy here. He's my chauffeur. Oh yeah, I'm Karl Anderson, by the way. He's just a guy here hanging out with me.
He's having a great time. He loves baseball.
Yeah, he likes baseball. One time we got in. This is a true story. We got into it. And he's laughing because he knows. We got into the train, right? Me and Finn Balor walked into the train, cocky, famous. we walked into the plane or to the train. The guy goes, Prince Devitt. Oh, Karl Anderson. Looked over at Rock and goes, Prince David, Karl Anderson. I went, oh, motherfucker, he don't know you, does he? Man, shut up, dog. You can feel probably like when, the same thing when Stone Cold kicked off, I felt it. The crowd started getting cooler, bigger, more Bullet Club shirts in the arenas. And I noticed all the big pay-per-views fans were always wearing Bullet Club shirts. And they still wear Bullet Club shirts, which is crazy to me.
Yeah,
it's cool to be.
We're still hanging on.
Associated with the very first 4 people that were in the thing.
Right.
Me and Finn Balor and Tama Tonga, King Haku's son, and a guy named Tox
Is he at TNA now?
No,
Nope.
it's still New Japan.
Still New Japan. He just signed a 5-year contract. Rock's office now, so he knows.
Yeah, Rock. How much was that thing for anyway?
How much did he make?
Hey, what can we get when we have to come back?
Does he have?
Hey, man, how tall is that guy?
Tama Tonga's my height.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Fale's a little bigger. The big
He's got a
guy.
cool
They're
look,
both
though.
Tongan kids, man.
Cool
They're
look.
good dudes, good brothers.
Great.
We called ourselves the Core 4 because we were always of the Bullet Club. We were always the guys that were always on every single tour.
Yeah, it's
that's
tattooed
why
on my leg,
Gallows
not
made
on
so
yours.
much. That's why Gallows made so much money because he's booked so much.
Hanging on.
I was on that little guarantee.
Dude, how was that stint down there in TNA for you?
It was fun. I don't want to bury anybody there. I love Jeff.
It was fun, right?
And it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. It was really different coming out of WWE because I went from bullshit indies to the WWE. Then I left, and I got fired right after my 26th birthday. I was a young cat. I started wrestling. I was just turned 18. So I was like, oh, this is not a bad thing. This is a great thing. I'm going to go everywhere and then hopefully go back. So I started doing all these international tours and went to Africa and almost got shot in the face and all kinds of bullshit.
Why would someone want to shoot you in the face?
Well, we were having an argument over financial things and
Because he went to the Congo and wrestled.
females, and you shouldn't go to the Congo and wrestle ever. Young guys out there, even if I used to be like, anywhere they'll put up a ring, I'll wrestle. Wait a minute.
I ain't going to Congo, dog.
No, the Congo was safer. Don't go to Nigeria. The Congo, I saw a guy get killed. Nigeria, they wanted to kill me. So
He got color over Nigeria.
a bunch of times. You got to bleed so they believe it. I was like, you guys got a lot of AIDS going on, right? All right, here we go. Coast to coast, baby.
Coast to coast. But then you saw brother cut it too, and he went, uh-oh.
Well, he used the same blade I did the first night. I went, oh!
Are you kidding me?
No, I wish I was.
Are you kidding?
And he is now in prison. Well, he's been arrested.
What's his
I don't know
name?
if he's in prison. The Great Power Udi of Nigeria. I will tell the story and bury him for the rest of my life if I can. But he has been arrested. I don't know what's happened, the further development, in the murder of his wife. So, and I believe that he did it. And if I could testify against him, I will. Because he certainly did. He cut her head off like you wanted to do.
Well, Hulk Hogan was there, right? Like that was fun with him, right? Hulkster was at TNA.
Hulk
then.
was awesome. I always say, like, because I started so young and I loved wrestling so much, I met a lot of guys that were a little bit of a letdown, but I was in the bathroom taking a piss and I saw Hulk and he goes, "Hey, brother, how's it going?" And I go, "Great, man, how are you?" And then I did my match and he goes, "Hey, that was pretty good. You want a Miller Lite?" And I went,
Yes.
Oh, hello, Hulkster. Oh, hell yeah. So I had a lot of fun down there. We didn't make a lot of money, but it was a lot of fun, a lot of good.
At TNA?
It was a 1-year run. And then they were having their issues or whatever. And they were like, "Hey, after 6 months, we're going to give you this raise if you're doing good." And I was doing okay. And then they couldn't give me the raise. And then they couldn't give me the raise. And finally, we were trying to negotiate something. I go, "Well, then I just can't come back." And they go, "Well, we'll just fire you." And then they put it on the internet. They fired me. And I went, "Well, thanks." And luckily, that was in like August of 13. And then I got on to come to New Japan.
Your brother texted me.
Yeah, well, hey,
man.
what's going on over there in
No
Japan?
wonder you texted me
I'm
so
running out of
much.
places to go. I need myself a territory. Puerto Rico's dying, sadly. So I went over there with him, and then we had the first night in. We had a cool match, and we clicked, and then we went out and ate some Mexican food and read a couple novels.
I enjoyed the Aces and Eights gimmick.
I
It
just
was
wish
great,
it would have
yeah.
been booked a little differently.
Yeah, you could have booked it different, but I thought it was a great name. It was a great faction.
At the time,
And I think someone gave it worse gimmick. I thought it was great. No, I'm not shitting you.
Yeah.
But I thought it was
It
great.
was great at that time. 100%.
Well, you know, at the time, that show Sons of Anarchy was really cool. And I'm
Yeah.
not like a guy who watches series, but I started watching, I got into it, and then we were all watching and getting into it, so we're marks for ourselves because we're doing it on TV there. It was cool for a minute, and then it got a little sideways. But it was fun to do it. And it it gave me a little bit of a new look career-wise because I'd just been like Festus and then the guy who stands behind Punk and all that. So I needed a little something. I got to work with Sting down there and some cool guys and stuff. So it was fun. Yeah.
I mean, you guys both were wrestling fans when you was a kid. I'm going to swap out a battery here in a second if y'all got a chance to stay for another round.
Yeah, I'm good.
But the question is, I mean, Carl, you started at a young age. I mean, did you have a plan B? Was you ever going to be anything else?
You know, Colt Cabana, we laugh about this now, but at 25, when I'd moved out to Los Angeles, and I texted Colt Cabana, and I said, I'm thinking about going finishing. Because I quit college my second year to go be a wrestler. I moved went to Morris Hill College, quit, drove up to Cincinnati just to be a wrestler. Yeah,
we
quit.
both gave up our scholarships because we knew we'd be such great wrestlers.
I just knew we'd be Dusty Rhodes.
I know I'll be Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah. Well, it's and I remember texting Colt Cabana, and I said, dude, I think I'm going to go back into school. Like, I need to plan B. And Colt Cabana wrote me back, and he goes, plan Bs are for failures. Yeah. And whatever. And I remember thinking, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And I just focused full-fledged on that moment. And I told him that, again, on the podcast we did, and Colt goes, I'm not sure I agree with that anymore, but I'm glad I said that to you and inspired you, because he was good to me when I first started. He was really good to me. He had a good, big indie name and a Ring of Honor name, and he helped me, get booked here and there. But, I can't, when I first told people I was going to be a wrestler, I remember my friend's dad goes, you going to do what? Well, you probably should put on a little sign, shouldn't you? He hit me kind of like joking. I went, and he was right. I don't know. It's like,
I'm going to be a hell of a hand someday, pal.
Because I don't look, we don't look like I don't look Randy Orton. I mean, like I'm not 6'5". I'm just a normal brother.
Yeah.
And so was there a plan B? I don't think so, man. I think I just said I'm going to do this, and I was arrogant enough, I guess, or confident enough in myself that I said it's just going to happen.
When you was going to college, what did you think of getting a degree in?
I was a physical education teacher.
Dude, that's what I was going to do.
And then they made me do like a mock teaching class. And I'm going to be a terrible teacher. It sucks. I got a D. I got a D in physical education in college.
Assholes play dodgeball.
We had a computer class, I remember, and I was failing terribly. And college kids out there shouldn't do this, but I said, man, is there any way I can get this back? So you can probably get a C if you work really hard. And I went, okay. I never went to class again. I had gave it up. I flunked that class because I would do that, and I'd just go home and I'd go back to the dorm and I'd sit there and watch wrestling and just think about how I'm gonna do this, what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna, that's all I cared about. Yeah, I don't necessarily plan B. No,
we both quit scholarships to be pro wrestlers and met each other years later.
What about you?
I was playing Division II college football. I graduated at 17 at center, all state, first team rock.
What school?
Fairmont State University in West Virginia. And I was
fucking stud.
So I know, right? Dude, we should tell.
You got to tell them about the coach.
Hilarious sidebar story, though.
This has been told.
We recently got to go to a San Diego Chargers game and sit in the box. What's the guy's name? Willie McGee.
Yeah,
NFL Hall of Fame.
Willie McGinnis.
Willie McGinnis.
Yeah. McGinnis,
he's in the next booth. We're reading. And we're making fun of Kurt Hawkins because he was D3. We're failed D2. We're going, you were D3. What was that, a club sport?
We're making fun of him. There's a Hall of Famer behind us.
Willie McGinnis is 5 feet away. My coach, Rusty Elliott, if you're out there, I just want to rub it in your face. I did make it. He found out, yeah. So I signed up at Slamix Gym, and the first thing I always asked when I went to a new gym at that time in my life was, do any pro wrestlers work out here? Because I didn't know how to find any. And they go, actually, one does. His name's Luscious Lance Malinowski. I go, what time does he work out?
Because I'm going to talk to him.
So I stalked him, and he was a pharmaceutical rep in his 40s, and he was in an unhappy marriage at the time, and he was like, yeah, man, we should go on the road and wrestle. And I was like, yeah, duh. So he took me to a show at the Fire Hall, and then we rented a building. We each gave $50, and we rented this little building and put the ring up, and we practiced things like lockups and Stone Cold Stunners on each other. And then the next week I went down to the Fire Hall in Anmore, West Virginia, and I was in the Battle Royal for the first time as a New Millennium Assassin. And then I started wrestling. But I wore a hood, and I had a little tattoo that I would put tape around so no one would know it was me. Told a couple of my offensive lineman buddies, I knew that, they knew how to kayfabe stuff, which I found out they didn't. So I was in the
Battle Royal.
Yeah, I was in the mall, the Meadowlark Mall. outside of Fairmont, and a hell of a battle royal. It was a grueling effort. And I looked out amongst the 25 people, and I saw Coach Rusty Elliott. His arms folded and his piercing blue eyes. And I said to the Magnum kid, throw me over. I didn't bother asking for a payday because I knew there wasn't one for me. So I wore my high-techs and my in-sport running tights, and I threw a T-shirt on and grabbed my little bag, and I got in my Hyundai, and I drove back to the dorm, and I went,
That's part of the story.
I've gotten away with this. I'm the man. This was a Saturday night, so I had fun Saturday night. Sunday was an easy day. Monday morning, 7 a.m., phone call to the dorm. This is Coach Elliott. I need you in my office now. I went. And I had a booking the next week in North Carolina because I was meeting some guys and branching out. So I had hair at the time. I bleached it white, and I've been tanning. I shaved my legs, my armpits, my whole deal. I'm tan as hell. I got white hair. I'm 6'7". So I walk in there with my football shit on, and he goes, we know about the wrestling. I go, what wrestling? And he goes, I'm not putting up with this shit. You need to figure out if you want to be Dusty Rhodes or contribute to this football team. And I go, I want to be Dusty Rhodes. I'm going to be Dusty Rhodes. And
Actually, brother, I want to be Dusty Rhodes.
He goes, you got a week to think about it. You're off for the week. And I went, great. So I took the week off, and I fucking went to Slamix Gym with Lance Malinowski and talked about how we were going to have a big run in WWF when he was 48 and I was 18. And then he called me again on Monday morning and goes, what's the decision? So I had to go back in and go, I'm quitting. And he goes, well, we're pulling your scholarship. And I go, good. And then I walked out as a cocky ass, and I went, oh, no. I had to call my dad, who is paying for me to now live in this apartment because he thinks I'm going to be this fucking star who goes to the NFL from this shitty Division II school. So I call him up, and then I was like, oh.
Got a promo on it, didn't you?
I got to go back home. So I had to go home, and I got a job at the feed store, and it was a terrible time for me.
You're going to be a what?
You idiot. He took me down to the print shop and made business cards. Said, because I wanted my name once I got it up from under the hood to be Dorian DeVille, the human Cadillac.
He had a D tattooed on his arm. He thought for sure he'd always
be that guy. He'd probably be working you soon. So this was in my head. And so I had business cards made, Dorian DeVille, professional wrestler, a.k.a. Drew Hankinson, with my parents' phone number. But right around that time, my dad got rid of the answering machines. He was tired of all the soliciting. So, and you're number 3 when I've been out there on the circuit, man. And I'd moved out. I moved to New Jersey for 6 months, and I couldn't afford to keep my apartment. I got fired from Sony because I was always leaving, going to wrestling shows and trying to work and shit.
Remember when I saw the Dorian DeVille name on that damn on the Wikipedia when I was doing my extensive research?
He got a D tattooed on his arm
because
he was always going to be.
I go, you know what? You're right.
I need to get a tattoo. I'm always going to be that guy.
I knew that had something to do with the fucking Cote DeVille. You fucking Mark.
Yes.
Yeah. I ate a spear trying to say hi to you.
Thank you,
Jimmy Tillis rocked my ass.
I'm going to swap out a battery if y'all want to stay.
If you want us, we'll stick around.
I'm going to read another poem.
Read a poem
I'm going to hit the pause button and swap out batteries.
We should start a book club.
But before I do that, on social media, Instagram, Twitter, where can you guys be found?
At Luke Gallows WWE.
Yeah, at Karl Anderson WWE. That's it.
If you would like
Same
to,
for Twitter and
$$?
Nope. Straight through. Karl Anderson WWE.
Rocky, what about you?
What are you, Rock Romero?
At Azuka Rock, AZURCAR.
I mean, sugar, baby.
Yeah, Rock's not real good on the mic, so he's our laugh guy.
He pops for us when nobody else will.
I'm going to fly Rocky in just for the goddamn laugh track.
Yeah, that's what he's
coming right back after this.
Beautiful.
This is Steve Austin Unleashed.
All right, everybody, give me the go-home cue. It's time to wrap up this podcast and ride off in the sunset. Before I do, I want to thank Karl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and Rocky Romero for coming over here and making me laugh my fucking head off. Holy shit, I had a fun time talking to those guys. They're going to be on the next Thursday show. Part 2 of my conversation with these guys. They're overseas right now. They're coming back. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Appreciate it. One last plug for Broken Skull Challenge, Tuesdays, 10/9 Central, CMT. 2 episodes left, and they are badass. That's all I can say about that. All them T-shirts I'm wearing on Broken Skull Challenge, you can find them at ProWrestlingTees.com/Steve Austin. And the best damn IPA on the planet, happens to be made by El Segundo Brewing Company, concocted by myself and Rob Croxall. This beer fits my palate. I made it. I designed it with Rob, and it's the best beer in the United States of America, and that's all I got to say about that. You can find it at Whole Foods and Total Wines if you live in California. If you don't live in Cali, check out InsideTheCellar.com and see if they ship to your state. Make a hell of a Christmas present. If you're looking to get a badass pocket knife, check out the Cold Steel Broken Skull knife or the new Working Man knife, and you can get them at my new Amazon store. Amazon has the best price on both knives. Just go to Amazon.com/shop/Steve Austin. And I want to say one more time, thank you to all the fine sponsors of the Steve Austin Show. That's how I'm able to do this podcast for you twice a week for free. And you can find all my sponsors at PodcastOne.com. Just click on the Killer Deals button on the top of the page and then click on the Steve Austin Show banner. And speaking of Podcast One, the new Podcast One app is now available for download at the App Store or Google Play. There ain't another podcast app like this bitch anywhere, and that's because the new Podcast One app is loaded with some cool-ass features that let you do a lot more than just listen to your favorite shows. You can access behind-the-scenes photos, articles, and connect with other fans of the shows you like. Hell yeah! Watch over 1,000 360 virtual reality videos. Hell yeah! You can actually watch some of your favorite shows in virtual reality. It's like you're sitting right in the same room with them. So get to the App Store or Google Play and download the new Podcast One app now. Folks, if you want to follow me on social media, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Steve Austin, BSR. Folks, until next time, this week, until next time, on the Tuesday show, I got Elias, WWE Superstar, coming up next. My name is Steve Austin, and I will catch your ass down the road.
Download new episodes of Steve Austin Unleashed every Thursday at PodcastOne.com. That's PodcastOne.com.
Pluto TV has thousands of free movies and TV shows.
You swear?
If I'm lying, I'm dying.
This is the mindset.
Free.
This is the mantra.
Free.
This is the mindset.
With movies like Interstellar, Dreamgirls, and Gladiator.
Are you not entertained?
And TV shows like Survivor, SpongeBob SquarePants, The Fairly Odd Parents, and Ghosts. Pluto TV is always free. Huzzah! Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.